Hi friends, what you're about to watch is of the highest quality Hollywood video production. In fact, I think we were actually nominated for an Oscar, or maybe not. We're making this video series and we're learning as we go. We are not professional filmmakers. We do not know what we are doing most of the time. We are not professional video editors. We're filming on an iPhone. We are buying equipment like this little microphone as we have money to do it. And we're making music using GarageBand on the iPad. And so what you're about to watch is not actually of the highest quality. And that's okay, because we are not of the highest quality. We're a work in progress, and this TV series is going to be a work in progress. The TV series will show some scenes of war, and so I just want to give you a heads up on that. And we'll try to release new episodes frequently, and just stay tuned to our Facebook page and our website to keep up to date. And please share this video with your friends. Thank you so much for watching.
Right here. Let's go back.
Mickey?
One, two, three, go!
My name is David Small, and I'm about to quit my job. That may not seem like a big deal, but I feel like God has been calling me into a new era and a new adventure. And so, if God spoke to me like a loud booming voice from the sky, it would all be very easy. But I'm trying to discern whether that's the actual case or not, to quit my job. And I have this dream to open a school, and I want to, have a school that builds up people and empowers people and disciples people. And that all sounds well and good and a nice thing to do. The challenge, though, is that I'm going to open this school in the middle of a war zone. And I'm going to go into the jungle in Burma, and I'm going to find a spot, and we're going to carve out the jungle, and we're going to build a school in the middle of a war zone where we face threats of bombings and ground assaults and mortar attacks and lots of jet and air strikes. And so the war is crazier than at any other time. You can't just walk into Burma and start a school. There's a lot of things that need to happen, and you need to be able to get to Burma in the first place. And this is not actually new to me. I've been working in Southeast Asia and in Burma for the last 9 years. And I've been working with this organization called the Free Burma Rangers. And if you don't know the Free Burma Rangers, you need to stop watching this and you need to go and check out the Free Burma Rangers documentary. It's actually free right now on a lot of different platforms. But the Free Burma Rangers is an organization that brings help, hope, and love to people inside Burma. And I've spent the last decade almost working with the Free Burma Rangers. And my job is to go into Burma and work and build up the Free Burma Ranger field teams and then follow them onto missions. And the missions are often going to the front lines and finding people that need the help, that are not getting help otherwise, rescuing people, doing medical care, and providing food and shelter and medicine, and also sharing the gospel of Jesus in that process. And I've spent a long time in Burma, and I'm excited about what this next step is like, but it's also very scary. It's also very challenging. It means leaving the organization that I love very dearly. It means leaving the community of my friends and the people that I feel comfortable working around. And so I want to just first back up before the Free Burma Rangers, before we get to how we ended up at this place right here. And I want to share a little bit about my childhood and a little bit about my background so you can get to know me as we take off on this journey together. Okay, so it's a big day. It is now November 28th, and I'm heading down to 7th Brigade in Karen State and going to be picking up my friend Titsalin, who's going to be helping with this project. But I'm also, more importantly, maybe not more importantly, but fairly big for me, is that I will be presenting this idea of this new program to S4D, one of the leaders in Karen State and an old friend of mine, and see what he thinks about this idea, about this new project, this new program. And yeah, we'll see. This will be the very first time that I present it, and it's also a big step because it means we're putting it on the table of the KNU, and we're going to ask the KNU to decide if they will support this and approve this project. So yeah, and also celebrate Sweet December down there, Christmas for the Karen. So I'm looking forward to this little trip, and then bringing Titsalin back here to Chiang Mai. So we'll see how this goes. Goodbye, Noah. God, thank you for S4D. Thank you for all the work that he does for Karen people, and yeah, just guide us this evening, guide our time together. After missions are finished, we come back to the permanent ground, the permanent training, do a mission. If there's some IDP in K7, okay, we go to K7, we do a mission there. They can do it in K5, in Karenni. They can go, where is the big need? Okay, we will go. The school is happening all the time, and the quick reaction group is coming and going from the school. They want Karenni, they want a training, okay, this group can go, and they can go around and do, or they will support KNLA, KNDO, Karenni Army, KNDF, like they will go together and as a support for them. So they're not training team got to be the low at my training right you. Not poor the they are not poor the
What can I lie? No, 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 man, tis so more made my day. I need to cry. So by me, it's a say, again, and even me, Polly, saying, make a be like that. Lining another kind of the local game in the meadow. chiseke Yele nibale Say make a pay like Line another line Oh Yakalele pangalele gale. Thank you so much.
I didn't always live in Burma. I didn't always work over here. I was born in 1984 in Kenora, Ontario, Canada. Kenora is a small little town right on the Ontario-Manitoba border. I'm right above Minnesota and North Dakota. Fargo, I love Fargo, is a great area. But I come from Canada, and I'm proud to be a Canadian. Sometimes I grew up in a very traditional Canadian setting. My father was a carpenter before he became a teacher, and he decided he wanted to build a log cabin. Our little cabin is right on this little lake, a small pond. We're the only house on this lake, and in the wintertime we get lots of snow and it freezes over. And from the time I was 2 years old, almost hardly walking, I was on ice skates and I was skating, and every year we would shovel off, my dad would shovel off an ice rink, and we would play hockey and we would skate on that ice rink until it was too dark to see the puck or too dark to continue on. And then we'd go inside, and we have this log cabin, and it's got a wood fireplace heated by wood heat, and my mom would be cooking something on the stove. She'd be making chili or something, and she'd have the CBC radio on in the background. And this is just a very traditional Canadian upbringing. If you were to look at a postcard of what Canada would be like, I'd be smack right in the middle of that postcard. As I've been reflecting on the idea of leaving the Free Burma Rangers, then yeah, it's been a hard decision, but it's something that I've had to consider is it time to build something? This summer coming up, I'll turn 40. Whew. I'm not sure I like that. But this summer I'll be turning 40. And so there's only so many years that you can physically go into Burma and run around the jungle and climb these mountains and carry the loads and go onto the mission field and to do these things physically, go to the front lines. And if I want to build a program in Burma, what would that look like? And why would I build it, and what would it be, and is now the time? And God, are you leading me into this? And man, it's so hard to think about these things because it's easy when we have a backdrop or a safety net. If I don't do this right, or if I screw this up, then that's okay. If God doesn't come through, that's okay, because I've got this safety net. And the idea or the thought of going out on my own is really scary. And the safety net is God, and that's it. There is no other safety net. It's actually a bit boring to just sit here and listen to me talk. It's not what I want this video series to be about. But in order for you to get to the good stuff, the footage of what's happening, you need to know a little bit of the history about what's behind us. In 2014, I published my first book, which was called The Wandering Leader. And this book has a lot of stories about the things I learned in hockey and in the Army, as well as leadership lessons that I've picked up along the way. While I was attending my officer training program in the Army, I wanted to take a break, and the only way that you would get a break each week was if you were going to go to church on Sunday. At the time, I was not interested in religion. I was not interested in God. I had no plans to suddenly come and start attending church, but I really just wanted to take a break from the Army, and so filled out a leave pass and requested to go to church on Sunday. I called my friend Luke, who lived near the base, and he gladly welcomed me to his church. And the first Sunday that I went in, I actually had planned just to completely ignore the pastor and completely ignore the church service, but God had other plans. And as I sat in that service, I felt something going on inside of my heart, and I wasn't sure what it was, and I wasn't sure I liked it. And actually at one point in the service, when the pastor started to talk about his struggle with depression, something that I had struggled with for over a decade, I felt like it was too much and I didn't want to listen to this anymore. And so I actually got up and I walked out of the church. And I just thought, I'm going to walk around the block a few times and hopefully this church service will end soon. And Luke came out and said, I just feel like God is messing with you. And I said back to him, Luke, I don't want God to mess with me. I'm not interested in God. The next Sunday, I went back to church, not because I was interested in having a repeat of the Sunday before, but because I wanted to keep taking a time off from the army and getting a day off. So I went back to the church and walked in. And up until this point of my life, I had built a lot of my reputation and image on being the wandering leader, like I had written in that book. And the band started playing their music for the Sunday, and I sat down and the lyrics came up on the screen, and it was this song by David Crowder. And the lyrics go, so lay down your burdens, lay down your shame. All who are broken, lift up your face. Oh, wanderer, come home. You're not too far. And when I heard that word, wanderer, it got my attention right away. That's my word. That's what I associate myself with. That's how I portray myself as the wandering leader. And here it was, like this song was speaking right to me. The next Sunday, I went back to the church. Again, I sat down. Again, the worship band started playing. And the lyrics to the very first song they sang spoke right to my heart. They said, here at your feet, I lay my past down, my wanderings, all my mistakes down, and I am free. Again, I thought, wow, that's my word. Again, this word wanderer, was what I had built my reputation and life on. And I just thought, wow, this is strange. 2 weeks in a row that something at this church is affecting me. The next Sunday, I went back to church. Again, I sat down in the seat. The band started playing. This time they played a song by Amy Grant, and the lyrics go, I will not forget your love for me, and yet my heart forever is wandering. At this point, I started to think, is something going on here? Is this church on some sort of mission just to mess with me? Is there a conspiracy going on that they are building the service so that every time I come in here, they've got this song with a lyric that just speaks right to my heart? I was starting to get a bit confused and starting to realize that it can't just be a coincidence. Again, the next Sunday after that, I go back to the church and again, the band starts playing. The first song they play, the lyrics come up and the lyrics say, prone to wander, Lord, I feel it. Prone to leave the God I love. Here's my heart, oh, take and seal it for your courts above. And I had spent the whole decade of my 20s just living for myself, not interested in God, not interested in anything else except myself, my career, my money, my fame, my success. And here's these lyrics that were speaking directly to and challenging everything that I had built my life around. And the next Sunday when I went back, it just felt like God was lining me up in his crosshairs and centering me, and the band started playing, and the music, the song they played was Oceans by Hillsong, and the lyrics say, Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters, whatever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Man, these lyrics spoke right to my heart every Sunday. And after Sunday after Sunday after Sunday, it just kept going on like this. And at some point I realized God is pursuing me. God is trying to get my attention. And this God that I'm not interested in, this God that I don't even really know if he exists or not, is orchestrating all of these things to get my attention. I started to wonder if the worship leader, the band leader, was just having some sort of midlife crisis and he was feeling very wandery himself. And I started to wonder if maybe all churches just play these songs, and every church song has the word wanderer in it, and or some variation of that word. And so I went home and I started to do research, and I found the lists of the top 100 Christian songs for every year dating back a decade. And then I downloaded all the lyrics for those songs, and I found how many times that word wanderer comes. We had 500, 600, 700 songs that we were looking at, that I was looking at. And then I put it to a math equation. What is the ratio? How often, or what is the chances that you would take this amount of songs, your Billboard top 100 Christian songs or worship songs, that I would pick a song that this week has the word wander, and next week has the word wander, and next week has the word wander. And what is the ratio that might come up, that might occur? And as I did the math, I actually didn't do the math. My mathematician friend, who's much smarter than me, did the math and then ran a simulation on a computer program. And it occurred one every 150 million times that every Sunday a song with the word wander would be picked. I suddenly found myself in this strange place where I couldn't deny that God was real. I couldn't deny that God was trying to get my attention, trying to wake me up and try to pursue me. And the strange place that I found myself in was, what do I do with this now? If God is real and God is pursuing me, what is my response to that? And as I chewed on that for a while, I realized that I only had one true answer, that there was only one real thing that I could do. And so there at that church, a small church called Sturgeon Alliance Church in this little town north of Edmonton, Alberta, I gave my life to God. I said, Jesus, you can have my life. You're real. You must be real. You've got my attention. My life is yours. Now what? There was one undeniable thing that came to me from that summer. That was that God was real and he loved me. He loved me enough that he would orchestrate all of the events of the summer, that he would have a 1 in 150 million chance happen to me just to say that he was real and he loved me. I ended up writing the events of that summer and then what happened afterwards in this new book called The Wandering Beloved. And then I ended up going over to Spain. I spent a month walking the Camino de Santiago and then went to Thailand and joined the Free Burma Rangers. I planned to come to the Free Burma Rangers for just 6 months, but God had bigger plans. And those 6 months turned into the last decade. And so now here we are, a decade later, from God taking hold of my life and changing the course of my life, reintroducing me to people like Patty Dose and the people in Burma, giving me a new passion for helping people in Burma and working in Burma, and just a deep love for the work of the Free Burma Rangers. And so to sit here today and to think about leaving the Free Burma Rangers is hard. It's been a huge part, a huge gift to my life. And if I think back to that very first trip that I took into the refugee camp back in 1999, and now it is 2024, and man, God had this plan for my life and a plan for each step along the way, and I couldn't see it. I still can't see it most days. And to think about saying goodbye to the Free Burma Rangers is a hard thing. It's a sad thing. And so I sometimes doubt my plan. I don't know. God did not wake me up in the middle of the night and say, this is what your new plan is. God did not make a booming voice from the sky to say, okay, time to change course again. But I've just been getting this feeling that, okay, this decade that I've spent with the Free Burma Rangers has been initiation and a lot of growing up and learning how to operate and how to work in Burma. And now it's time to move on to something different. And it feels very sad. It feels like leaving home. And I remember when I first left home to go and play hockey at Notre Dame, and my dad drove me there, and when he said goodbye, I remember I put on my sunglasses because I didn't want him to see tears welling up in my eyes as I was saying goodbye to him. And it feels very similar to like that right now, where the thought of saying goodbye to my friends, the thought of saying goodbye to a lot of the people I work with, and this organization that has given me so much and helped me so much over the last decade, it brings tears to my eyes as I think about it. And it's going to be a challenge, but I don't want to let comfort lead me. I don't want to let fear lead me. These are FBR mottos. Don't be led by comfort and fear. And there's a lot of fear about going forward, starting this new program. And there's a lot of comfort in just staying with what I'm doing right now, in the role that I'm working in. And so it's going to be a new chapter, and we're going to make this video series as we go, and we're going to document what it looks like over the next 6 months as we start this school. There's a lot that needs to happen, a lot that might get blocked and may never end up coming to term, but we'll see. And hopefully we'll keep making this as our first round of students arrive in September, and we start the school and we go on missions together and we learn together. And so I want to invite you along in this journey. I don't know where it's going. I don't know what the end is going to look like, but God does. And God has been so faithful in my life. Even when I'm not faithful, He has been so true to lead me. And so I'm trusting God as we go in this process. And I thought it'd be fun to document it. Maybe not fun is the right word, but Fitzalin and Jala are with me, and they're going to be guiding us and guiding this video series along, and working together as we come up with what the school will look like. And we want to invite you on this journey with us. So stay tuned.